One of the biggest myths in golf is that you need to try to swing your driver really hard to hit it a long ways, and this is not true for a couple of reasons. Now, I'm going to walk you through in this video exactly why that's the case and what we need to do differently so that we can still generate a lot of speed and still hit the ball really long ways, but without trying to swing so dang hard. So the first thing to understand is, why does it not work well when we do try to swing hard? Well, there's a very big difference between the way that Rory swings when he swings hard and most amateurs swing when they swing hard. So let me show you the difference here first, because once you understand this, it makes a lot more sense what we need to do and what we need to stop doing and why we need to stop trying to swing so hard. So when most amateurs try to swing the driver really hard, or really any club for this matter, when they come up to the top, they try to start swinging really hard right away. From right here, they're trying to rip that club down, get back down to the ball really fast, really hard, to hit it as far as they can. But here's what happens when you do that. When you swing really hard from the top, the arms and the hands and the club shaft get out in front of you like this. We get in this what we call steep position, where the club is very upright and out in front of you. This is a death position in golf. From here, if you were to continue down, you either have to swing so far across your body that you're going to hit a huge pull slice, or you're going to hit these big snap hooks. Now, if you don't do that, a lot of people are quite athletic and they realize, oh, if I keep swinging that way, I'm going to do that. So they have to stall out their rotation. They got to stop rotating, stand up, let this club drop down behind, they flip their hands, they get all that early extension, and now you can end up with a ball that snap hooks, goes right with a big push, or maybe time it up well and it goes decently straight. But it also kills a lot of your club head speed at the end. So what we need to do, and this is what the pros are doing, by the way, this is what Rory does, this is what any big hitter does, what they're doing is they get up to the top. They have an earlier weight shift, so their weight shift transfers to the lead side sooner. Their body stays closed a little longer, and the arms are able to drop down into the slot a little bit. Once they are here, now the club is in a great position where it's shallowed out and they can rotate super hard. They can swing super hard from this position and they can hit it as hard as they want because they're on plane in a good position. The amateur is getting out of position. They're getting steep and off plane. The pro is giving themselves enough time to get on plane to actually swing hard. All right, so let's talk about what we actually have to do to get on plane and be able to swing hard. Now, I mentioned the weight shift before. Now, I want you guys to really understand and visualize what this looks like and why it matters so much. So if I am like most amateur golfers, I'm gonna feel my weight shift onto my right leg as I start the backswing, and then I'm gonna feel it shift onto the left leg as I start the downswing. The issue with that is you are far too late. You need to be shifting far sooner. If you look at a video of Rory, and I can pop one up on the screen right here, what you will see is you will see that he shifts onto his trail side. By the time the hands are hitting about belly button to shoulder height, the pressure and the weight's already starting to shift back forward. This allows you so much more time to get the lower body engaged, get the body closed, and to start pushing with the ground to get these arms to drop back down. If we are here and then we try to generate power, we immediately throw the club. So our goal is to learn to shift the weight better and do it without firing the upper body forward right away. Now we're going to work on this in two steps. The easiest way to start working on the weight transition is to grab an iron. Now you don't even need to hit a ball with this, but what we want to do is learn the feeling of the transition and the timing. It's much easier to do while swinging an iron. So go ahead and grab your 6-iron, your 7-iron, something like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet together like this, and we're going to start with a club out in front of us. So if the target I was swinging to is over there, my club's going to be pointing towards it. I'm going to let my hands swing back as I step forward. So it'll look like this. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to step to here. That's going to help me get my weight forward on the lead side sooner. So it'll look like this in full speed. I'm here, and then I'm swinging. You can see how early I'm on the lead side. Now, we also want to feel the feel of getting the trail side. So what I like to do is start with the club end behind me and both feet together and step, step. So we're going to combine the two. So that one will look like this. I'm here, and then swinging. It's going to get you really good rhythm and tempo, and it's going to get you to feel the feeling of getting on the lead side sooner. So you start with the iron. You don't need to hit any balls while doing it. You can then eventually move on to using your driver. It's going to feel a little different. The club head's going to feel a little different one now, but that's fine. It'll be here, here, and then swinging. The goal of this is just to get your timing down. Now, the second part of this is if you're someone who's spinning out with the upper body too much, what we need to do is make sure that we're keeping the back to the target a little longer. So what I want you to do is I want you to come to the top of your backswing. I want you to have felt that shift of the way forward while the body stays closed, and I want you to swing and try to keep your chest pointing behind the golf ball as you do this. This will not happen in your actual swing. If you're transferring the weight well, you're going to use your lower body plenty. But what you should see is when you actually hit balls doing this, you should see a good bit of a hook. So it should look like this. I go here, And that ball should want to hook and turn over more because you're letting the arms get back in front of you, you're allowing them to drop down, and then you're rotating more. So that's gonna help sync up the timing of your upper body and lower body better. So you're gonna do this in 2 steps. You are going to start by doing the step drill to get the weight and tempo down, the weight shift and tempo. You're then gonna follow it up by feeling the body stay closed for a lot longer. Now, as you combine the 2 of these, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get an upper body that delays a little bit, and a lower body that starts a little sooner, and you're gonna get that really nice, wonderful sequencing. And then you can go ahead and start trying to swing really hard with that sequencing, because once you've sequenced well, you can swing as hard as you want. Now, if you guys found this helpful, if you want more help like this, I do have a few full courses. I'm gonna link those down below. I've got some on the full swing, chipping, putting, all of that good stuff. I also do offer one-on-one swing coaching or swing reviews. So that'll all be available down below. You can go learn more about it. Highly recommend it if you're looking to take this kind of information to the next level. Now, appreciate you guys watching. I hope to see you next time. If you do have any future video ideas, drop them in the comments. Appreciate a subscription and a like as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.